What do you think of the canoe trip so far?
I like it.
Yummy? So we've just started to plan for our canoe trip that we're hoping to do in September. But I'm gonna start tonight with dehydrating some fruit for some snacks on our trip. We're gonna do some apples, bananas, and we've got some nice local strawberries over there. And we might even try cherries. So we're gonna chop all these up and go from there. So I've got some apple slices here ready to go. I have them soaking in a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of water, and a little bit of honey. This is an extra step. You don't need to do this, but the lemon keeps them from browning. And when you have picky kids, you do every step you can. So we have some bananas here getting ready to go. These have also had a bath in the lemon juice, honey, and water, just to stop them from browning a little bit. Apples up there ready to go. And then these apples I have in the same water, lemon juice, and honey mixture, but I've added some cinnamon. It smells delicious. So we have our dehydrator here. It's actually so old we purchased it out of the Sears catalog, but it's still running, no complaints. So we've got a couple trays of apples. We have some bananas and strawberries. Kitchen is smelling delicious. We'll pop on the last tray of strawberries. Add the lid, and it is set down there to 135 degrees. So I'm just gonna plug it in, turn it on, and we should wake up in the morning to some nice dehydrated fruit. So I just unplugged the dehydrator here. I've been kind of pulling stuff off bit by bit. Some of the pieces of fruit were thinner than the others. So we have some apples left over here, some bananas, some strawberries, and a few more apples. So I'm just gonna double check that those are dry to my liking and bag them up. Got some ground beef cooking up here. I bought extra lean ground beef, and when it's finished I will drain off all the fat and rinse the meat. You just want to get as much of the fat off as possible so that it doesn't go rancid. Okay, so today's batch for the dehydrator, we have 2 trays of ground beef, some mushrooms, green peppers, pasta sauce, and baked beans. I've got the temperature set down there, if you can see it, to 155, and we're gonna start it up. The girls have been super helpful with all this. It's wonderful to have some helpers.
Taste like maple syrup.
The beans taste like maple syrup. We are super excited. And then you can see over here some of the fruit that we've done, the strawberries, bananas, and apples. We're excited. Okay, so the ground beef has been in there for, at least 6 hours. It is good and done. Excuse the noise, the dehydrator is still running because the beans, mushrooms, green peppers, and pasta sauce are still drying. But I'm gonna take the ground beef out and seal it up. Mushrooms are done. I did cremini mushrooms, and this was like a whole tray of mushrooms, and it's dehydrated down to such a small and lightweight amount. It's perfect. Tastes delicious with our pasta. So the green peppers here are done. They've shriveled right up. This was an entire green pepper. We'll probably add those to the pasta sauce or maybe to the burritos. Haven't decided yet, but we have our options. So we're just gonna run another load in the dehydrator. I have some corn and cilantro here, and then we've got some applesauce, and then we're gonna do some refried beans for our burritos. We have yet another load ready for the dehydrator here. Today we're doing some chili. And over here we have, it's what we call our sloppy joes. It's actually ground beef mixed with Lipton soup mix. So yeah, kind of interesting. We know the girls will eat it, we'll eat it. It'll be nice and filling. So we're just gonna get that started. Just decided to add a few more things to the dehydrator. It's already running, so I apologize for the noise. But I have some rotel, which is sort of like a tomatoes, not quite a salsa, there. And I drizzled some hot sauce on top. We can add that to our burritos, our beef and refried bean burritos that we're going to make. And then I just threw a can of just regular Campbell's vegetable soup on there too. I always like to have a backup meal in case we get stuck spending an extra day or if we're super hungry or whatever. So dehydrating a can of soup is a super easy way to come up with a quick meal. So I'm just gonna add those in. All set up here for dinner. Our first night of our canoe trip. So for the first night, we like to bring a steak. It stays cold throughout the day, and then we cook that up, and we're having a sidekick with the steak. What do you guys think? The noodles? It's just a package. It's called Sidekicks.
I didn't use the noodles yet, but I used this.
Yeah. So we're here on Little Crow Lake, and we're eating our first rehydrated, dehydrated meal, which is what we call sloppy joes. We don't have any buns, but that's okay. I mean, you could certainly pack in buns if you wanted them for the first day or two. So this is ground beef, ketchup, mustard, and actually Lipton soup mix. It rehydrated beautifully.
And that's why it tastes so good.
What do you think, guys?
I like it.
Liz?
I haven't tasted it because it's so hot.
It's so hot. And Corey?
It's fantastic.
Yeah? Bon appetit. So here's our bannock cooking on our stove. It's best to run it over low heat so that it really has a while to cook through. So this is going to be our dinner for tonight. We have some pasta sauce rehydrating here with some, well, they were fresh mushrooms that I dehydrated and the pasta sauce. And then our noodles, of course. So we find when you're rehydrating food for cooking, if you can, it's a lot better if you let the dehydrated food sit with some water for a while before dinner. It cuts down on the cooking time, which then helps you save fuel. So hopefully this comes out well. It's gonna be our dinner tonight. Pasta with mushrooms and bannock.
I have mine.
We're having a late breakfast with some tasty bannock. And what do you think of the applesauce?
Yummy.
Dehydrated applesauce?
I didn't try it.
What do you think of the bannock?
I like it.
Yeah.
I just found out that they had another wiggly tooth.
You found out you have another wiggly tooth. Wow. We've just stopped for lunch here under this beautiful old white pine tree. Okay, for dinner tonight we're having soft tacos. We've got the ground beef there with the taco seasoning that we had dehydrated at home. And then we brought the tortillas and some hot sauce. We have a block of cheddar cheese there. That'll keep well, especially with the temperatures that we've been having. So we're super excited for taco night. And here we are, dinner by the lake is served. For our dinner tonight on Prue Lake, the girls are having baked beans, which I dehydrated at home, with rice. And Corey and I are having some chili with a little bit of the leftover rice there. And I have another bannock heating up there in the frying pan.
We love bannock.
our last dinner out here in the backcountry. The girls are having some craft dinner made with powdered milk and ghee. And Corey and I are having beef and refried bean burritos with cheddar cheese and some rotel that I mixed with hot sauce and dehydrated. And just because it's our last night and we had one left, I made a bannock because everyone loves it.